Hi, I'm Rachel and welcome back to my channel. So today is Wednesday, so that means it's a weigh-in update. What can I say? This week I have really gone back to what Slimming would say, back to basics. I've really wanted it this week. I really wanted to see a weight loss on the scales today. And that is what's kept me going all through this week. I know that Mother Nature is looming, so this week has been so difficult because all I've wanted to do is eat chocolate after chocolate after chocolate. Chocolate is my weakness. So I did put things into place which would mean that I would curb it. And there is a saying what people use in group, and that is you have to choose your hard. It's hard being overweight and it's hard losing weight. And since getting to Target, I've had 2 small gains. Now the gains really don't matter as much. It was more to do with my how I felt about the plan. I'd hit Target and it was basically that I'd been complacent with the plan, I didn't care enough or wanted it enough, and I didn't want to fall back into that mindset, because that's the mindset which after a few small gains the weight keeps creeping back up, and by the time you know it, you're restarting again. And it sounds crazy that there's only been 2 small gains, but it wasn't the gains what were the problem. It was how I felt as a person, how I was looking at Slimming World. I just didn't want to get back into that mindset. So this week, when I jumped off the scales from last week, I was like, right, this is it, Rachel. We are going back to this basics. We are not playing around. We are really nailing it. And because Mother Nature was looming, it meant that I had to put sins in my food. Now, what I mean by that is some of my food this week has been quite sin heavy on my evening. And that's because if I don't put a lot of sins in my food, it means that I've got sins left over. And I know you don't have to eat them, but when you are craving chocolate and you might have 5 sins left over, you can have a chocolate bar. And what that means is I won't just stick at 1, it means I'll stick to 2, because then I'll say to myself, well, the next day we'll not have any chocolate and we'll mess around with the sins that way. So I just try and avoid the temptation of it. So some of my evening meals have been 10.5 sins, but I think it's a really nice, healthy looking plate of food. I've had 2 tacos, which are 3.5 sins each for the taco shells. It was a homemade chili, which I put in it, which was packed full of speed food. There was onions, there was beans, there was lots of nice flavourings, which were all free. Then I had some guacamole on top, which was 3 sins. I had my healthy extra A, and then I served it with a huge speedy salad. And things like that I've absolutely been loving. It's something which I would have tended to go away with, 10 sins on a plate of food. But I know what I'm like. I'd spend 10 sins on chocolate and won't bat an eyelid. So I'd rather use my sins within my food and feel really, really satisfied, which then curbs me wanting an extra sweet treat on an evening. Because when I'm not in the right frame of mind, like I said, those chocolates will just have that hand-to-mouth action, and I just won't stop myself. I'll figure out a way how to convince myself, and then I just feel guilty afterwards. So I've been prepared this week. I've listened to my body, and I've put things in place. All my lunches this week have been leftovers but slightly adapted, so it's not like you feel like you're having the same kind of food the next day. Yeah, I've really enjoyed this week's food, and I feel so much better. I don't feel sluggish, I feel really good, and I think that's to do with a positive mindset as well. I'm over the moon. Now obviously I know my results, me saying this, but let's just get on with the results. So I stepped on the scales today with a massive 5.5 pound loss this week. So I am at 12 stone 2, so it means that I've lost 2 stone and 6.5 pounds. So I'm at my bottom end of my target. I am 12 stone 2, and I can't believe it. Cannot believe it. And I can remember sitting here, well, I actually sat in the dining room when I was just cleaning up, and I felt awful with myself, that I knew I needed to do something. And I'm so glad that past Rachel, made the decision to join Slimming World again. Because I know that past Rachel, who sat in that dining room and said, I need to do something, if she'd not made that video, I'd probably be here now, back at my starting weight of nearly 17 stone, because I needed to do something, and the hardest bit is walking through those doors. And it sounds really cliche, we all say it as Slimming Worlders, it sounds like we've got like a script what to say, but when you acknowledge that you need to do something, or you want to do something, more importantly, going back to a group is hard. It is really hard, but I'm so glad that I did it. I am so glad that I'm here now at 12 stone 2. I've got my wardrobe of clothes. My confidence is at an all-time high. Just for instance, yesterday, Grace had a family learning session at school, and we were talking about it at work. I was talking to my colleague about it, and like, Max missed out on a lot of me at school, because I would never have done family learning, because family learning yesterday was each child could favour like a favourite sport, what they wanted to do, and Grace chose tag rugby. And I know that when Max was younger, when family learning was on, I'd make an excuse, because there was no way, me being the weight I was, that I felt confident or comfortable being in school, let alone running around playing tag rugby. I just wouldn't have done it. Like, and I do feel like really like mum guilt. There's a lot of mum guilt around Max, because how much he missed out on like me, because my weight really held me back. I didn't do any assemblies, I didn't do family learnings. Some parents' evenings I would not want to attend because the chairs, the way I felt. Yeah, so for me to sit here after yesterday, running around an Astro pitch, playing tag rugby, I had the biggest smile on my face, because that was a proper win. Like, for me to be that comfortable doing that, that's a huge win for me, because it's something which past Rachel wouldn't have even dreamed about. She would have made every excuse where possible to get out of that. Work needed her, or there was a delivery coming, I couldn't make it, or I completely forgot about it. There would have been a reason why I wouldn't have made it. Like I said, my weight held me back. I'm not saying your weight is the most important thing about you. I'm not saying that weight should be the be all and end all. I'm not. But for me personally, my weight held me back in so many ways, and I'm just so content and so happy in myself now that it's just amazing, like incredible. And I'm really, really happy that I went back to Slimming World and made those decisions to get back on this. And sometimes we like I said before, we have to choose your hard. And don't get me wrong, this week has been hard, like truly hard, like saying no to chocolate at work. But my colleague has been amazing, she knows. But like having a coffee, and an afternoon coffee, I normally have like a skinny whip bar. But because I knew that I wouldn't just stick to one, I didn't have any, I had a piece of fruit, and obviously my colleagues had fruit as well, because she's been amazing. But where I work, there's like people coming in and out with like pasties, and the smell of fresh bread, and it's like being, oh my god. And there's been many times where, you know, I've wanted to go to a bakery and have something, because I'll think to myself, well, I'm a Target member, I can do this, I've earned it. Or, well, we're this end of the week, so we can lose it. You know what I mean? And it's just all those things what go through your head. So yeah, this week I've been truly focused. I'm so happy. I'd never in my wildest dreams expected a £5.5 loss at all. That was a massive shock to me, I'll tell you that. Also as well, while I was there, I picked up the new Hi-Fi bar, the Jam-tastic. Now, I personally bought these out of my own pennies, and then I won Slimmer of the Week. The Slimmer of the Week had gone, so we re-raffled it, and I won it this week. And some lovely human had put a box of these in the Slimmer of the Week. So these are the ones I've bought. The other box I've decanted into my like chocolate box downstairs, and I have tried one prior to me recording this with a coffee when I got in from weigh-in, and they are very sweet. So if you're sweet in like your teeth start to itch sweetness, very artificial sweet. I am not against them, but I know like my mother-in-law, who's not like kind of like the sweetest loving person who likes that kind of, she won't enjoy them whatsoever. So yeah, for me it'll be something which I go to when I need in that sweet hit, because yeah, kind of sickly, I would say. Not my most favourite. My favourite of all time of these are the Rocky Road. I don't buy these. I only buy them when a new bar comes out just to taste them. Yeah, out of 5, I'd probably give them a 3. I was wanting them to taste like a Jammy Dodger, to be honest, but they don't at all. But yeah, so I'll just let you know they are out now in the shop. There is a new magazine. Completely forgot to pick that up. That's what I was meant to do, but I forgot. So yeah, that has been my week. So the week ahead, I've got nothing in the way. The kids break up on Friday, but there's nothing from this Wednesday to next Wednesday standing in my way. So hopefully we just see what it is. Now, I won't lie to you, I'm quite tempted to lose £0.5 this week, so I get my 2.5 stone award, because that would be lovely. So I might aim for that, and then have a week's grace to get back into target, maybe. I'd probably do that, just because it would be lovely to have some new bling from the back of my book, a certificate, and just to say that I've lost 2.5 stone would be lovely. But we will see. We will see how this week goes. I will do more what I eat in a day, especially over the weekend, because that is my downfall, is my weekend, and I find that I have more time like Friday, Saturday, Sunday to like upload and get my camera out more at the weekend. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this. Please let me know how you got on in group, and as always, sending huge positive thoughts. See you soon. Bye.